Hi, this is Alan here with another installment in our Excel badging program. Once again, I am using an iMac with the Sierra operating system, and this is the 2016 version of Microsoft Excel. Okay, so I've been informed there are two things. My cursor, first of all, is not appearing. So I'm going to try to call out specifically highlights on my worksheet of where the cursor is, just in case you can't see it. Okay? Secondly, I'm also going to make a posting at some point about a little technical glitch that seems to be getting in the way of people using Sierra. It's only Sierra, so previous versions of the Mac operating system appear to be untainted. It simply means that instead of viewing my videos, the college's videos, online directly, we're going to ask that you download and save them and then view them on your own time, okay? More on that later. I will make a posting about that. What I've done, friends, for worksheet number 4, we're going to talk about functions, okay? One of the biggest things about Excel, as we've said before, is that it provides mathematical and operational functionality. In other words, in plain English, shortcuts, okay? It makes your work very efficient while at the same time giving you the benefit of looking extremely professional. What I've done is I've taken our last badging worksheet, number 3, and I've taken one little piece of it, called it number 4, as you can see here. This is where I showed you the function of compound interest, how you can take $1,000 today, you want to invest this for your baby niece who in 15 years you want to gift it to her as something she can use for college expenses. And we wanted to see if you can invest it for 15 years at 4%, how much you'll have at the end of 15 years, okay? And we determined by multiplying over and over again. Now, we didn't type all that in, did we? No, what we did is we replicated. I typed it once, and I replicated it by grabbing that highlighted box and dragging it all the way down. I let the machine do all the work for me. And then I totaled it up, and we found that we made $800.94. So 15 years from now, $1,000 by the function of compound interest. Okay, let's add that in here. Okay, is going to become $1,800.94. Now, what I did is I entered 9 different functions. Now, these are functions. This, you could type in all of the formulas, take this cell plus that cell, divide by another cell. Okay, a lot of times, what we can do is take shortcuts by letting Excel's functions work for us. Now, there are many, many of them, okay? At some point, by the way, friends, you're going to hear a bell ring. That is a timer for me because I'm going to start trying to record these videos in smaller pieces, okay? I'm going to try to keep them to 15 or 20 minutes instead of my average, which so far has been 30 to 35 minutes. And if they get too big, I can't post them here on my courses, so that's it's problematic. Plus, it allows you to break off and practice a little bit more, I think. Okay, so now, what is a formula? A formula is simply your way of telling Excel, you go do something complicated for me. You do all the work. I'm going to tell you what it is I want to do and what I want you to do it to, and you return me the answer. Okay, so let's attack some of these. We'll do maybe half, well, there are 9 of them, so we'll maybe do 5, and then in a separate video that I'll record half an hour from now, I'll do the other 4. Okay, now there are dozens upon dozens, I dare say hundreds of different functions, of which these 9 represent the ones I myself, as a finance professor, use the most often. Okay, and you'll notice in this version of Excel, it looks different for other versions, that there are little tabs here that you can see me clicking on. And hold on, I just lost it. I don't know how. In my taskbar, there it is. Okay, I'm just scrolling across. All right, there's a lot of power here, friends. A lot of power. If I click on the one that says Home, that's the one that we're most accustomed to seeing so far in this series of badging videos. Okay, we see cut, copy, bolding, underlining, the color of the font, all kinds of power, okay? But again, there's so much power that they have to layer it for us. So I'm going to come over here and click on the one that says Formulas because I want to deal with functions, okay? Now, functions are pretty much summarized in all these little colorful boxes that you see up here. And the left side of this formula's taskbar, Taskbar, I believe that's what Excel is calling it. Okay, So now you've already had experience with one. You've already had experience with sum, S-U-M, okay? You can click on this big capital letter sigma. That's the Greek letter capital sigma. That means the same thing. In other words, add everything I'm about to tell you. I can put individual values. I can put a range. I can say start with this cell, go all the way to this cell, and add everything up and just tell me what the total is. That's all it means. These formulas generally take the function of enter an equal sign. Whenever we're doing math, we have to put a plus, a minus, or more commonly an equal sign in front of it to tell Excel I'm about to do some math or a logical function of some type here. Then it's usually followed by parens, and within those parens, we place what the computer calls arguments. Fancy way of saying directions, instructions, numbers, or cell locations. Okay, now those so-called arguments will all be described as we go. So Excel is also going to help to guide us. You can shortcut around that if you're an experienced Excel user, but we're going to assume that you're new to this. So we're going to let the computer do a lot of the guiding as well as a lot of the work. Okay? All right, very well. So let's start with sum. If you want to add up, I'm just going to use some of these interest numbers over here, friends. If I want to add up those first 5 numbers that you see there, they're located in column B, rows 15 through 19. I want to total them up. Okay? I can put in the formula. Equal sign. B15 plus B16 plus B17 plus B18. No, we're not going to do that. What's our motto been so far in these lectures? I've already said it at least 3 times. If you're not sacrificing quality, accuracy, or professionalism, you're always better off to take the shortest route possible. Take the shortcut, okay? Because time is money and business persons must be efficient. All right, so watch what I do. I'm going to hit the equal sign to tell Excel I'm about to type a formula into E16. That's my current cursor location. Now I'm going to type in sum. Now, you see what happened under there? Okay, Excel knows I want to do some type of sum function, and there are many to choose from. I want to use the easiest and the simplest one. Okay? I'm going to show you a different way to do this after. You're going to love it. Okay, instead of using the fancy way first, which is by using these little icons up here in the taskbar, I'm just going to say sum up the 5 cells I mentioned. Okay, and hold on, it didn't work. Let me try that one more time. Equal sign sum. Okay, I forgot to click on this. All these are sum functions. I just want to use the easy one, and I use this one a lot. I'm going to left click on sum, and it gives me my parentheses. Okay, I can type in B15 colon B19. But I don't like typing if I can avoid it. So I'm going to use the mouse. I'm going to scroll over here. I'm going to left click and hold on B15. And I'm going to drag all the way down to B19. Release. And that's my answer. If I add up all those numbers, I get $216.65. Okay? Now, I'm going to delete that, and I'm going to add up all my interest. Okay? Now, this time, let's do it differently. I want to add up everything in cell B15 through B29. That's 15 years worth of interest values. Okay? This time, let's come over here and use. Now, you've got several to choose from here. Once in a while, you've got to go look for it. Let's try math and trig. I think some will be there. Yes, there it is. I scroll down and I'm going to click on sum. Now, watch what happens this time. Look at that. This little box way over here to the right is called the Formula Builder, and Excel is going to help us a tiny bit. Okay? So, what is the first number? Okay? I'm going to define a range. I'm going to put in B15. I can type it, or I can click it. This time I'll type it. I love how Excel always gives us different ways to sum things, okay? Let's type in B29. I am still used to this type of, okay, it did not work. Let's bear with me for 1 second and see what I did. I'm still learning how to use this new operating system. Let's start over. Nothing wrong with making mistakes, especially when you're learning new software. All right, let's try that again. I'm going to click on Math and Trig. I'm going to go down to the bottom and find Sum. There it is. Okay. And let's use the mouse. Let's use the mouse. I'm going to click on 40, left click and hold, and go all the way to the bottom. Now we know what the answer should be. If we did it right, see, now look in that box way up here in the upper right corner. That's what your humble professor did wrong before. I was trying to place it in 2 different cells, okay? This version, 2016, wants a range in 1 cell. B15, colon, B29. That simply says to the computer, start with B15, end with B29, and add up everything in between. All right, I'm going to take a deep breath and hit my Enter key. All right, the Enter key does not work. Let's try clicking on Done. See where the Formula Builder says Done? That is overriding my Enter key. There it is. I know that the total of all these numbers, friends, is $800.94. Excel just returned exactly the number I want by summing. Come up here to the contents bar, that white bar right above the head of the column A, and it says equal sign, sum, parens, B15, colon, B29, close parens. There it is. Okay? Once again, I apologize for the fact that I am a work in progress here, learning about this version of Excel as I go. Okay, very good. Let's continue. If you ever have any questions, you know where to reach me. You know that you can reach me at asadams@dean.edu. Okay? So please don't hesitate to write to me. Okay, now let's go back and do our second function. Now, FV and PV, this is interesting. The purpose of this exercise that we did over here on a previous worksheet was to show you how compound interest works. $1,000 is present value. That's how much something is worth at your start point. The $1,800 is your future value. You're moving from present to future. Given a present value, you need to know how to come up with a future value. Given a future value, you need to know how to come back to a present value, because compound interest exercises are about time. We move back and forward along a timeline. So I showed you how to do it with all of these cells. But Excel is going to give us another shortcut by giving us a function. FV stands for future value. That means given any present value, in this case $1,000, given a certain interest rate and given a certain amount of time, what will my future value be? So if I want to find the future value of $1,000 today at 4% for 15 years, okay, how much will it be in one simple and easy step? We already know the answer. We know it's $1,800.94. This time, let's see what happens. Let's go over to financial, because FV is a financial function. I click on it. There's FV. Look at all those functions. There are so many things that this program can do for you. I'm zeroing in on 9 of them. Let's select FV. Okay. Now look over here in the right, on the right rather, in the Formula Builder. It's asking me for 5 different things. I only need 3. The other 2 cells will be for more advanced functions of FV. I need to know 3 things. If I'm trying to find a future value, friends, I need to know how much money is involved, what rate of interest is involved, and the number of periods or years, time, whatever, however you increment time is involved, okay? Interest is a function of amount, rate, and time. So I want to put 3 numbers in here. First of all, the rate. We know it's 4%. Now don't type 4, right? Remember, mathematically, 4% is 0.04. Number of periods is 15 years. Payment we will skip, that doesn't apply to us here. If you want to know how it applies, come see me in a finance class and I will demonstrate it for you because it's about money. I love teaching about money. It's a lot easier than people think. We cover this in Chapter 2 in my finance course. PV. What is the PV? Present value. It's $1,000. It's how much you invested today. All right, there it is. I typed it in, I hit enter, and it gives me my answer, $1,800.94. Voila. Okay, why is it a negative number? I'll explain that to you in a future video and certainly in my finance class. Okay, I'm checking my time. Okay, I think I'm going to wrap up with PV. PV is exactly the opposite. I already know my values. If someone says to me, if I want to have $1,800.94, Alan, and I can invest it today, after 15 years, I'll have $1,894. I can earn 4%. How much must I invest today? We know the answer already. It's $1,000. So PV is kind of the opposite. I'm going to label these as we go, by the way. Let's come over here. This was sum, this was FV, and this one is going to be PV. Okay? So let's come back here and do the same thing with PV. The same problem, but moving backwards on the timeline. I click on Financial. I come down here to PV and click on it. That was my timer. I'm going to end with this problem. You enter three things just like we did with FV. I enter my rate, 0.04, that's 4%. NPER means number of periods, number of years, that's 15. I skip payment, okay, and I'll explain why another time. And I come down to FV, my known future value that I want to grow to. That number is $1,800.94. I can, okay, I just lost my formula builder, hold on. All right, something just went wrong there, so let me re-enter this quickly for you. Let's try that one more time. 4%, 15, and this is $1,800.94. I must have hit enter by accident. I'm going to come down here and click on done. And there it is. There's my $1,000 that I knew I would start with. So there's a function to take you from $1,000 to $1,800, just like we demonstrated previously, taking $1,000 to $1,800.94. Okay? All right, very good. As always, I am going to come up here and save this. And then I'm going to click Save. And then I'm going to sign off, and I'm going to start the balance of this lecture as a separate video. And in the meantime, again, if you have any questions, please make sure you contact me, write to me at asadams@dean.edu. And that's all for the moment. I'll be back to you very shortly. Thank you.